Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to another trailer reaction here for MLB The Show 25 on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. My name is Sean. New baseball every day, 6 p.m. Pacific time here on the channel. We'll be back in the show 24 tomorrow. We got some MVP going up on some other days of the week. Subscribe and ring the bell for more. Thank you for joining me today. Today is the fielding feedback for the franchise, and it's just front office experience, which I don't remember them specifying, so that leaves me a little kind of like, I was excited about franchise and learning more about it. It's the mode that I play the most, but I do only do the one season. I do, the games every day, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's what this is leading into, is that franchise mode, playing the games day and date. But I don't do a lot of off-season stuff. I don't do any of the off-season stuff. I don't do a lot of trading. The computer takes care of that. We will get some bizarre trade in July where we get like a Key Brian Hayes. I forget who it was last year, but we'll get like a big name that's kind of like, oh, that's weird. And one player's number will change and I won't notice it for 3 days. And it's a whole thing. I was excited about this, even though I know I'm not going to get what I want. What I want from franchise is what I think is fairly simple. It's something that NBA 2K does an incredible job at. I want to be able to adjust the number of games, the amount of innings, and I want the player's stamina to reflect that. NBA does a great job of this, where you can have 5-minute quarters and then you can adjust the CPU quarters to the same number, or you can adjust your stats to match what a full game would be like. And MLB just doesn't have that anymore. They used to have it, but it still didn't adjust like the stamina and things like that. It was called season mode, which made a little bit more sense because you were only controlling the top level franchise or the top level MLB team inside it. Like if I was the Mariners, you don't have to worry about the Rainiers or the Travelers or whatever. But in the show's franchise mode, you have the 3 levels of that stuff. So I don't really know what to expect out of this. I know that I'm not going to get my hopes and dreams. At least I don't think I am. And I'm not going to go in with any sort of idea that would even be a possibility. So I don't know what this is really going to do for me, because mostly for me, it's going to just be what's new on the gameplay side and what's going to make me excited to play this game day in, day out between March 27th and September 29th or whatever the heck the last day of the season is. So with all of that being said, let's jump in. We'll watch it. And we'll see what we get out of this. Bam. That's real loud.
MLB The Show fans, we've heard your feedback, and we're providing a play-by-play of what's new
audio
in
so
franchise mode and March to October. Hi, everyone. I'm Robert Flores, and welcome to Fielding Feedback, your MLB The Show 25 deep dive.
There is something super wrong with this audio.
Franchise mode.
Ooh,
March
okay.
to October. Let's get started.
Okay.
New in MLB The Show 25, franchise, and March to October, step into the evolution of realism and fun with our all-new off-season experience. In the world of baseball, it's not just about what happens on the field. It's also about what happens in the boardrooms, the front offices, and the endless negotiations.
Everyone loves
The
boardrooms.
new front office experience introduces a revitalized free agency system. Innovative risk-reward elements add strategy, immersion, and excitement to the pursuit of the top free agents each offseason. Choices matter, consequences are real, and time is precious. So choose your free agent pursuits wisely.
What are the consequences?
Free agency, a marketplace of ambition. With the updated logic, your negotiations aren't just based on stats anymore. The motivations of your targets are now front and center. Top free agents set the offseason pace, and big markets lead the charge.
Vlad Guerrero
Free
Jr.
agents are market setters. Once they sign, they have a domino effect on the rest of the market. Teams that try to pounce early can earn an advantage. Beware, though. Offer a contract that insults a free agent, and they'll be less interested in signing with you. Introducing the Big Board, the blueprint for your offseason. It's not just about who's available, it's about who fits. You'll have to decide which free agents to prioritize. Each week is an opportunity to increase their motivation to sign with your team.
Whoa, Vlad Guerrero.
Be careful, though. Waste too much time on a free agent, and you could miss other chances to fill a hole on your roster. Free agents will be motivated by team quality, positional competition, and their skills matching the team's needs. If a free agent is blocked at their position, they're less likely to be motivated to sign with you.
That makes sense.
As the GM, you'll decide when the time is right to offer a contract. Offer a deal too soon, and the free agent's motivation may not be high enough. offer too late, and another team may swoop in and steal your target. A mystery team might even be lying in wait to spring an offer. Occasionally, a free agent may come back to give you a last chance opportunity before signing. Free agents may also reach out to you. Use these unexpected opportunities to fill holes with players that want to be a part of your organization.
Okay, that's kind of
MLB
interesting.
25 free agent contract demands are more realistic than ever
Oh,
before.
I feel like a real
Players will
GM.
demand salaries and terms comparable to what you see in real life. This year, we've updated the max salaries for players with new contract logic that will lead to much more realistic salaries. Sometimes to sign that prize free agent, you'll have to overspend. Remember, though, an emotional decision can hamstring your franchise in the future with an untradeable contract. More accurate arbitration figures will reflect true-to-life values with all new logic. Salaries will be more reflective of the player's value to the team. If the team and player can't come to an agreement, a hearing will decide the player's salary. We've redefined how trades, prospects, and contracts come to life, introducing a new layer of realism that will shape your journey as a GM. It's no longer just about who you can acquire. It's about what you can't afford to miss. Prepare for an evolved trading experience with updated logic, smarter decisions, and more opportunities for your franchise to take that next step toward greatness.
Now batting.
John Shambi and Chris Singleton return to the show in 2025 to lead our commentary team.
It misses, it's a strikeout. They had him out in front, which isn't easy to do.
We've also added Adrian Roberson
Leading off for the Orioles, the shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
and Roselle Brooks
okay.
Boone.
Leading off for the Reds, shortstop, Ellie.
As new
That's
public
cool.
address
I like
announcers
that.
to supplement Alex Miniak. There are so many exciting
Go
new
Mariners.
features in franchise in March to October, and we can't wait for you to check it out.
Oh, that covered
This
both
is
of
Robert
them?
Flores. Look for the next episode.
Oh,
Whoa, Flo. Let's not forget, we have redesigned franchise intros to include an all-new flow that brings stories from your franchise to
I
life.
like that.
Game matchup information,
Ooh.
league stories, and minor league reports have been added to the entry flow so that you can keep up with everything that is happening in the season. Also, we've added a wide variety of topics such as Rookie of the Year candidates, league news, standings, and much more that play throughout the in-game experience. Okay,
Cool.
that's all I got.
Ooh,
Coach
I like
out.
the last
Stay tuned
10.
for the next episode of Fielding Feedback, coming soon.
Okay. So that's about what I expected. I'm a little surprised that covered both franchise and March to October, which makes both of those modes feel kind of like almost exactly the same and kind of redundant. I know that March to October is actually very different than franchise mode, and I know that what I'm asking for more toward the beginning of this video of like, hey, my dream would be X, Y, and Z. I understand that season mode is very similar to franchise mode, but it is a 1-year thing. I think a lot of this stuff would be a lot more interesting if the games carried from year to year. Also, I don't know what the hell happened with the audio, but Robert Flores's audio is unbelievably blown out, and I don't know, like somebody exported this wrong, or they recorded it weird, and it was kind of just like, well, that's what we have. I don't think that there's a whole lot for me to talk about. I do like what we're kind of seeing here with this this menu screen. I think that MLB The Show does a good job with their menus. I know that's a weird thing to like hone in on, but playing Madden and playing 2K, when they requires extra clicks to get to the main menu because they're trying to cram their microtransaction garbage down your throat. I like that when you start this game, you get your daily rewards and then you're presented with this. That's very nice. It's very easy. It makes it I feel less irritable when it's like, God, just get this crap off, because 2K's menus are awful and Madden's menus are laggy and bad. And that's a super weird thing to note, but I appreciate it. Some of the stuff is a little bit hidden when I was trying to find new rosters. It's in kind of a funky spot, and that's not the most helpful, but once you figure out where you're looking for it, then you know what you're looking for. Yeah, I like the menu. It looks, like a lot like 24 did, and can't remember exactly what 23 looked like. They went through from 2016 to 2020 had like a certain flow or vibe to it. And then this has been what we've had the last couple of years. So it looks fine. I mean, I just appreciate that they have their menu down, and it's nice. I appreciate that it's similar, because there's a lot of information to get through. There's a lot of stuff going on. That intro thing for opening day looked nice. I like that. I like what they're talking about toward the end of the game, or toward the end of the video, where it's like, hey, you're there's way more stuff. We're going to follow storylines. We're going to show you additional like team-specific storylines, league-specific, or storylines for the league overall for the season. I think that's really interesting. All of this stuff, the under the hood, year-to-year franchise, from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 to year 4, whatever. Off-season stuff is so much more interesting if you could take your team and move it year to year. Like, if I could play a season in 25 and then I want to just take that roster and build a team into MLB The Show 26, that would be what I would want. That would be really interesting, because then I could, and granted, I'm a very special use case here. I understand that. But it's a feature that used to exist. You could take certain types of save files year to year to year, and once it went multi-platform, it just stopped existing. Because it would be cool to do, okay, we're doing the Mariners season, we're going to start with their franchise and how it's set, lineup and player roster, and play through that on our own. And then once that season ends, we go into like a multi-year rebuild, like where we're playing the games, we're making the trades, we're trying to sign, and following that in chunks like that. I think that would be really interesting. Get invested in that stuff. I knew that I wasn't going to get what I wanted, and I understand that. I get that. This is very much under the hood things that, because I don't play the game like this, it doesn't really affect me. And I knew that it was going to be kind of that sort of thing. What's interesting is just how this is apparently ubiquitous between the two modes. Like, I was waiting for them, because okay, they're doing this as, like, I guess this is franchise. Are we going to get to something that's more specific to March to October, which I guess you could use for, like, a multi-year rebuild of, for example, the Colorado Rockies, which I've been kind of thinking about doing in, like, either this or, like, outside the park, out of the park baseball. I always goof that up. Out of the park baseball. I guess we can go big cam here. This stuff isn't super helpful or super interesting because just because of the way that I play. I think a multi-year thing could be cool if you could take your save file from 25 to 26 and you could do something maybe a little more interesting with it. But yeah, this is very nuts and bolts stuff. I've seen some somebody had commented on a video. It was a while back, talking about like the trade logic's been funky in the game for years, and I think that's been a problem for a while for a lot of people. We've gotten some funky trades, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, talking about like we got Ke'Bryan Hayes one year, and I was happy to have him on the team. He was great, like cool, but it also like, will the Pirates really trade Ke'Bryan Hayes for? I don't think we lost anybody super important for our team, but I don't know. Some of the I think the highlight for me is the new PA announcers. That's very cool. That's a fun little thing that just changes it up on the back end a little bit. That's pretty nice. And then I think you're just kind of talking about the way that they're doing some of the presentation stuff, as far as there's what am I trying to say here? I like that. Looks nice. I got the Philadelphia Phillies thing. Just the way they're showcasing the storylines and the way that they're doing new franchise intros and that stuff. That's going to be more interesting to me, just strictly because that's what I'm playing this game for. I love this league news right there. You got Grayson Rodriguez fires 7 innings. Like, where does this... I'm so excited to see where this pops up. Willie Castro snaps 0 for 19 streak. And this stuff plays at the bottom throughout the game, but I'm looking at the game. Being able to follow some of this stuff here is really interesting. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 5 ribbies, Marcelo Zuna 900th career RBI, Shane Bieber hurls complete game shutout, game storylines, farm report. Like, that stuff is actually interesting to me, and especially if you can get this in, because it looks like it's play ball, select prospect. We can kind of keep track of some of that stuff. Maybe there's someone who's going off that maybe we need to bring up. That's something that I would like to incorporate into my own stuff is some of the, like, okay, who do we bring somebody up to try and get them some playing time? Do we send somebody down? They usually just take care of that on the back end. But I mean, this is a small thing that helps kind of flesh out the world a little bit more. It sounds kind of funky to say it that way. The lore of the Seattle Mariners is being built in the game. But just, making it easier to keep track of what's going on in front of you when you're playing the game, and just give me some snippets. If I want to know everything that's going on, I can look, but just put it there for me. Pretty nice. I like that. Both of the farm system stuff, the rubber ducks and the clippers, pretty cool. And the game storylines. I think the game storylines will be the most interesting thing for me, just going into that. But today's stats, you have the Rookie of the Year stuff, MLB notes, the standings. We get that a lot. I love the last 10 games. So that's pretty great. We're going to see a lot of 10-0 stretches, I bet. But there you go. Catch your feedback. I don't remember what. I think they're doing the one other thing later this week, Thursday. Catch your feedback on field with franchise in March to October. Okay, I don't really know. I don't know. For me though, there isn't a whole lot for me to talk about with this, and I think that's fine. That's going to be how these are sometimes. I'm not even going to worry about the stuff that's coming up because it's like Diamond Dynasty and live season content. I don't even touch that stuff, so I'm not going to worry about it. I always care about the gameplay. The road to the show was really interesting. I'm very excited to jump into that, and franchise. Those are the three things that I care about. So that is what I've chosen to cover here on the channel. Let me know your thoughts down below if you have problems with the trade logic or with the contract stuff. I think that stuff is interesting. It's not going to really be anything that I dive into because once I'm done with a single season, I'm pretty much done with the game until it rolls around next year. Again, I would love to see them be able to go year to year. That would change things completely for me. I don't know that there's enough time to squeeze in an entire season, but I'd probably try to make it work. A multi-year rebuild in real time could be super interesting. But I guess for that, I'd probably do some out-of-the-park baseball or maybe to the March to October, which is a mode I've never really tinkered with in this. But, if you have problems with the trade logic or the contract stuff, I think the interest meter is kind of interesting. It seems like they're trying to address some of the complaints people have. Let me know. Give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more, subscribe and ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. Baseball every day, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be back at MLB The Show 24 tomorrow. So check that out. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you around. Good sports. Go the show. Usually I shout out a team. Go Mariners, because that's who we're going to use them. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.